Hello. I'm going to make a little experiment here and see how steadily I can hold this camera while I'm working. I was watching a video from a guy, what's his name? Dave Hiker, Bigfoot, New Hampshire, something like that. Ooh, a frisbee. Come here, dogs. Cuckoo-rook-cook. Ready? Go on. Right, so I was watching a video from a guy who walks around in the woods, and everyone was complaining in the comments about how his camera shakes too much. And he said somebody was going to give him a gimbal because walking around with a selfie stick makes everything so shaky. Well, I never use a selfie stick. I would imagine that doesn't help, using a selfie stick. I got a new knife. Survive Knives GSO 6.5, maybe 6 something, whatever. It's the 6-inch one. Nice size. And I have this piece of oak, and I'd like to test the one against the other, and simultaneously exercise the dogs. It's always a bad idea trying to do anything with the dogs and anything with the filming at the same time, as I have learned. But I will persist in repeating the same errors time and time again. Something I've noticed about myself. So I've got to see where I can lodge the camera. Maybe in this gap here in between the trees. Wedge it in there. What do you think? Something like that. So if I'm standing here, you should be able to see that. If I can see that on the screen. Okay. Here's the knife. CPM 3V. First impressions, because I really haven't, I made maybe one cut with the knife so far. First impressions are that it feels very good in the hand, nicely balanced. The contouring is exquisite. The whole thing looks like as close to perfection as I may have seen on a factory knife. And from the little bit of cutting I did do, I could see that it's time to believe the hype. It's a very impressive knife. So I gather that the story with Survive Knives, for anyone who doesn't know, was that the man who was basically the man behind the company was extremely talented as a knife maker, and possibly not so talented as a businessman, and evidently a rather unscrupulous person. So the whole company failed, and a lot of people didn't get their knives who put the money down. And yeah, notwithstanding, I did hear that they are really, really good knives. Kind of almost maybe the best out there. And so, you know, I didn't necessarily think I would ever get one because I figured they would just be completely unobtainium. But some did come up. I noticed on Arizona Custom Knives, I saw that they were just sold. And I was like, well, of course. They came up and they sold instantly. But then I thought, well, I saw the prices and everything, and I thought, that's interesting. Well, let me just see whether they've sold any others. And lo and behold, they did still have one. That was for sale. This one. And this is the big one, because the others were the 4.5 or the 5.0 or whatever. Slightly smaller knives. So, what I can report is that this is doing this just fine. Excellent, you know. Definitely will compete with the Reef F6. I'd say I like this knife better. For sure I like it better out of the box because the F6 came with brick chopping geometry, but I like to cut wood. And this is more wood cutting geometry. And yeah, the F6, the William Collins Field Boss, a bit heavier than this, but the very good knife company Huntsman, the Huntsman, that'd be a good comparison maybe. Now, I thought I had a tiny spoon on me. If I don't, maybe I'm sad because it must have fallen out of my pocket. Wow, shiver me timbers. Oh, unless I dropped it back there down on the path, the first place we stopped. I wanted to try whittling a tiny apple with a spoon as another little thing that one could do. I think it was in my hand. Yeah, maybe I dumped it down there. Let's go have a look, shall we? Two minds whether I should call the dogs because they like to find spoons and they chew on them. Right, so here's my experiment. I'm going to lock the wrist, lock the elbow into the chest, and then I got to walk on the balls of my feet and see how steady the cam is. Scolder steady cam. Where did we pause? Right. Found the little mini spoon. Where can I put this so that we can do mini spoon whittling? Perhaps on this tree here. If I just okay, so we banged on this thing and the knife's done great. Have a little look at the edge. I'm not expecting to see anything on this edge whatsoever. So a couple of reasons for me to get one of these knives. One is because I like to use good knives, the best I can get my hands on. And another reason is because I'm learning about making knives, and so I can study this knife. I can study the geometry and the cutting performance and so forth. Yeah, very, very good, as far as I can gauge from the reviews and from this very limited first-hand experience thus far. If I come up with anything interesting, or I make a really amazing applewood ice cream spoon, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.